Hello, my name is Jeremiah Passy. Welcome to my home, and this is my story. My father was in the Marine Corps. He was a drill instructor for the Marines when I was born. So I was born in San Diego. I have 3 siblings, all younger than me, but we moved quite a bit growing up. San Diego, North Carolina, Okinawa, back to California, and then finally to South Carolina. We had a lot of like Christian type stuff at the house, like some pictures on the wall and stuff, and we prayed before dinner. But as far as church goes, it was usually we would move, we would go to church some, then all of us kids would get involved in activities, and we would quit going to church. After I graduated high school, my parents moved from South Carolina to Minnesota, and I just never went to church anymore. A few years later, I moved up to Minnesota. I met my now ex-wife. When I found out I was going to be a father, that's really when I decided to kind of get serious about my faith, or what I thought meant getting serious about my faith, which was I should go to church on Sunday mornings. All my life I wanted to be a husband and father. Family's been really important to me. I think mostly because we moved so much, the only consistency was our family. So when I found out I was going to be a father, I decided to try to straighten up so I could actually be fit to be a father. But I went into it with what is probably the wrong attitude of I'm going to go to church so God can fix me, not necessarily so I can be committed and work at it. Anyway, a number of years ago, all my siblings basically moved away. And 3 years ago or so, my father died. He smoked a pack of cigarettes a day forever. And he died of cancer of the esophagus, but it was very fast. We found out in December that he had inoperable stage 3 cancer. And then by March of the following year, he was gone. I took that pretty hard. I still take it kind of hard. He had just turned 59. So I guess 4 years ago, because he would have just turned 63 a few days ago. My father struggled a lot with God, and a lot of my motivation and desire for learning more about God came from him. Him and I could talk about God, and he would challenge common norms, common ideas about it, and it really motivated me. Ever since he's died, it's been a struggle for me with faith, with who God is and who I am. My now ex-wife moved out when my oldest boys were 2 and 3 months old. That whole transition was pretty difficult, going from living with my kids and wife to having my kids live like 2.5 hours away. But I knew once it was clear that there wasn't going to be any reconciliation between her and I knew that I wanted to get remarried. I did a lot of praying and struggling with God during that time, but one of the things that I always prayed about was meeting someone new. Like 3 months after my divorce was finalized, I met Melissa, my wife now. I can only believe that God had his hand in it. That was an important time for seeing God come through, because I had a lot of anger towards God with the end of my first marriage. It feels a lot the same with the death of my father. I'm still trying to work through that. I can't pray and have God bring me a new father. That's not something that happens. It's tough for me to see the good in that situation. I don't know where you go from there. Just like when I was going through my divorce, I was part of a church then, and my church family then was great and amazing and helping me through that. And just the community. Corner's been really good. It's a great source of community and friendship. It's a little scary to think where I would be at without that. Life is too difficult to do it on your own. Hello, thank you for listening to my story. Here at Corner Church, we encourage people to share their stories to help build community and empathy and understanding. I invite you to share your story.